We are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the always lovely and talented Andrea Kay, the always incredible Urban Miaris, and we have somebody with us that I think is out here trying to make a difference in our community. Welcome, Mark Stuart from if I can say this right, Berkshire-Hathaway HomeServices and California Properties.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay. Fortunately, you don't have that whole name in your web address, right?
Correct.
Just look at a business card. That'd be a wraparound, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, well, you need an 8.5 by 11 business card for that. So, anyway, listen, I'll stop teasing everyone. Welcome, Mark. Tell us a little bit about you, your practice. It's not just you; it's your wife with you too. And tell us a little bit about Berkshire-Hathaway.
Yeah, that's right. So my wife and I we kind of run a private client services practice within the La Jolla office of the Berkshire-Hathaway HomeServices California Properties franchise. We've been practicing for a little over 5 years, and we serve areas all around San Diego County, from residential buyers and sellers, also income properties. That's just kind of our little niche.
Tell us, when I hear private client services, I think of banks and financial institutions. What does private client services mean in the real estate business?
Well, it's really a system that Carl and I have developed over the years. And taking a step back, we sort of are the boutique team within the big name brokerage as well. But it's really a systems and processes management that allows us to service our clients in a way that's just uncommon, and we found that it delivers uncommon results.
Interesting. So uncommon results. Tell us, I'm looking at some of the statistics here, and I'm not going to steal your fire, so tell us the difference between working with Mark and Carla at Berkshire-Hathaway versus most of the other real estate firms. Statistically, you seem to stand out from others. Yeah,
we believe, just like an investment management firm would publish their maybe 1, 5, and 10 investment results. Well, we can't really determine what the market's going to do, but we can measure how our statistics compare to others. And our statistics consistently year over year, vastly exceed market averages, where market time may be an average of 45 days in San Diego over the last 12 months. Our market time average is 25 days. The market average of list price to sold price is around 90. You maybe have the numbers there. I don't remember. 94.5% to 95%. We're about 98%.
Right.
So and when you're dealing with the volumes that we deal with, those are real numbers. On $1 million sale, that's $30,000. It's real money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I have a question for you, which is more self-serving than anything else. Okay. I do a lot of work with people from a financial services business, and we connect up on different levels. What I'm seeing recently is it's actually a decline in the appraisal value, and it's coming in almost consistently. So do you see any trends going on today that are relating to that?
Yeah, the one trend I see is that everything's always changing. Everything is always changing, whether it's in every business, right? I mean, technology is changing all of our lives all the time. My new favorite app that we were talking about in the green room is Evernote, and it's changing the way that I live my life with this new free app, Evernote. I no longer have little pieces of paper around and different notes. It's now everything in my phone, and it can be. The point is this: yes, the one trend is that everything is always changing. I always say to people that only 2 years out of 10 in a real estate market is a normal year. So to me, we're in the change business.
So what do you see as the trends in real estate now? Should people be thinking a lot about selling today, buying today? What do you see as is going on in real estate?
There are a couple things going on. First of all, with rates being as low as they are, I feel like if you're buying and you're planning on being somewhere for more than a few years, you're going to be in really great shape. You never know what the market's going to do, go up or down. And I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't claim to. And I'm not smart enough to know what's going to happen. Wasn't smart enough to know that the stock market was going to drop 12% this week. Or in 3 days.
I will tell you that if you do get that crystal ball, I'm working for you.
Exactly.
Let's go party. The other thing that I think is really interesting, especially in the higher end markets, is exactly the market, and less about our domestic market, but more the Chinese market. It's about 8% of the luxury market business, and with that economy going through so much turmoil right now, it'll be really interesting to see how that does affect the real estate market in the higher end.
Right. Interesting.
And that's mostly where you work, right? La Jolla and that area?
I get that question a lot, and I will say that over the last 2 years, I think we've closed deals in 19, or I haven't counted in the last couple of months, 19 or 20 different zip codes. I mean, we're Berkshire-Hathaway. We're kind of the 800-pound gorilla around town, and so wherever, it really doesn't matter if my, where my chair is. It matters more about the service we're providing to our customer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you mentioned beforehand why you're the 800-pound gorilla in town is Berkshire-Hathaway, for those that are not familiar with it, is the extension from the old Prudential Realty, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We rebranded in the fall of 2013, so it's been almost 2 years now.
Right. And how do you like the transition?
It's fantastic. I mean, everybody is familiar with Berkshire-Hathaway. It's one of the most recognized brands in the world. And the tools and systems and processes they provide us as agents within that company are just unmatched. It's been a really wonderful thing for us. Interesting.
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at Close Up SD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. Want to hear from you? I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest is Mr. Mark Stuart from Berkshire-Hathaway. So you mentioned some of the tools, and every company every company that has a large network of employees or independent contractors, either way, yours qualifies for the large company, builds a toolbox for you to use to help build your business. Tell me a little bit about the tools and what you can do for people that we may not be able to find elsewhere.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's so much of it, to be able to perform at a high level, you have to be consistently adaptable, and you learn it through training, and no one trains more and spends more money on training than our company does. But one of the things that we use that more effectively than most, I believe, is a tool that we have called NAR-RPR. It's an acronym for National Association of Realtors, Realtor Property Resource. It's a tool that we have that helps us with basically appraising properties more accurately than an appraiser can. So one of the reasons why we are able to vastly exceed market averages when we're selling properties on both price and time on market, which are generally the two things that most customers like to see, is they want to make more money and they want to make it more quickly. Gee, go figure. Is just getting the pricing right. Obviously we're going to get the marketing right. We have plenty of money and clout and brand recognition to get the marketing right, but you have to get the pricing right as well. And so that's really one of the tools that we do. We do that for our a lot of people that aren't our clients. We do that a lot for professional money managers, asset managers, people that are doing financial planning, for attorneys that are dividing estates. We do that thing for lots of people just because we have those tools for them.
Well, that opens the doors for people like me, because what we're building here, as I mentioned before, a lot of connections. So we want to connect people to the right kinds of people, or companies to companies, or whatever it is. And, if I stop and think about it, we do a lot of work with people. If I can get a more accurate viewpoint on value of a property before anything happens, that's a huge benefit for us.
You bet it is. And for people like yourself, it really is a great thing. A lot of people will look on Zillow and they'll check out, this is what my home's value is. Well, I can tell you without any question, my home's value on Zillow in the last 6 months has changed 20% up and down, just because it just doesn't work. So yeah, if you ever need a property valuation, you're trying to do something and you're trying to be accurate for a customer for a long-term financial plan, you don't want to have your house be one day $800,000 and the next day you see it's $1.2 million and the next day it's $900,000. I actually added perfect example. I added 17 square feet to my house because the Zillow had it incorrect.
Yeah, if that happens to me, you better get me in with some of those people and treat me for PTSD, okay?
Yeah, and I'm not picking on Zillow. I love Zillow. They do a lot of really neat things. But I added 17 square feet to my house that had it at whatever numbers. But I was correcting a statistic, and it dropped 20% in value.
By adding?
By adding 17 square feet.
Okay.
So.
Sounds like a new room addition for me.
Yeah. Now, in addition to your real estate work, you also do work with some nonprofits. Correct? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's probably the thing that my wife and I talk most about at dinner and after dinner, and we just absolutely love it. So I've been on the board of the Charitable Foundation, which is the nonprofit arm of Berkshire-Hathaway HomeServices California Properties, for the last 5 years, and I've been been nice enough to be elected president for 3 of those 5 years. We're mostly a grant-making organization, but we also do some different things individually as well within the foundation. Some of our favorite charities right now are Warrior Foundation, Freedom Station downtown. They're just absolutely fantastic group. Shelter to Soldier. And then on Sunday, I was actually out doing homeless youth outreach with another one of our favorite groups, which is Doors of Change. And they're really a fantastic group helping get homeless youth off the street.
Awesome.
Well, I will say this, that you are one of the folks that I want to create a continuing story with. So we'll definitely get together in off time and figure out how we can keep telling that story a little bit more and go from there. So last thing, tell our listeners real quick, what's the heart and soul? What's the essence of the difference? I mean, if we look at the real estate community, and I hate to be like this because it's true of every trade out there, but the real estate community has thousands and thousands and thousands of representatives, and until you get to know somebody, nobody stands out. What makes you stand out that somebody should contact you first?
Well, I think if somebody really wants to be affiliated with the number one brand in real estate, they want to have the type of service that they require and that they deserve, and also want to have someone that's working that has truly proven and statistics that we publish every year because we're very proud of them. You're right. I think your analysis of our industry is very, very concise and very real, and it is a very difficult path to navigate. But we certainly would, and we're not the right solution for everybody. But those that we do end up working with, I think, have mostly been pretty satisfied.
Great. Well, we're running short on time, so tell our listeners how they find out more about you or how they get in touch with you.
Sure. There's a really cool website out there called Google. And you can usually find a lot of things on that place. So if you just Google Mark Stuart, Stuart, Berkshire-Hathaway, I come up. Or you can find us directly at our website, markandcarla.com. Carla's with a K, markandcarla.com. Or you can call us directly at 858-454-8519. We answer our own phones.
Great.
Wow. Love that.
Look forward to it. I can't wait to get together with you and Carla after the show.
Agreed.
So, great. Thanks for being here. This is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at Close Up SD or just find our page on Facebook. You can always email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.